What is up, the beautiful people of Rock Brisbane? Welcome to the Where Love Touches People podcast. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode in the Catch Up With segment. Let's find out what our guests have been up to lately.
Welcome back to our podcast where love touches people. Today our segment is about catch up with people who are already for good to Indonesia, and our guest speaker today comes from Surabaya and his name is Jauwhannes. How are you? Anel. We call him Anel.
Hi. Hi, Phillip. How are you? I'm great.
You're good? Oh, that's good. Can you introduce yourself a little bit to the listener that doesn't know about you?
All right. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jauwhannes, but most people in Brisbane call me Anel. I used to be in Brisbane from 2014 to 2016, and I was serving in the multimedia department at BBIC and Rock Brisbane at that time.
How long ago since you left Brisbane? It's been a long time, isn't it?
Well, technically, I visited Brisbane last year, so if you cut that, it's probably like a year. But if you're talking about when I moved to Indonesia for good, it was probably around 4 years ago. So yes, it's been quite a while.
Wow, yeah, that's true. So, how have you been? Like, what is your business at the moment?
Oh, I'm actually doing great. I'm actually working at a church right now as a media assistant. Um, I'm producing all of our online services. If you don't know, I want to promote our church a little bit, if I can. I work at a church called ICS Surabaya, where we're basically like an international church here, and I work here as a media assistant. I produce all of our Sunday service online content as well as the Sunday school media content as well. I also do some stage lighting here, and also I'm responsible if anything goes wrong on a typical Sunday service.
Wow. It seems like your job is not much different when you are in Brisbane, right?
Well, the only thing that's different is that when I don't finish my pastors will be like, Daniel, where is the video? Like, where is it? We can't go to a church. So yeah, it's not that much different, but the difference is that now that we can't go to church because of Corona, people are now going to online service. So I need to finish the video at a certain date. Otherwise, some people will get really mad.
That's true. I think we need you actually here, because we're doing online service too, and now we actually back on site on the church, but we still keep our online services. So, any chance you're coming back to Brisbane?
Hey, if Pastor Hani wants to pay for my plane ticket and my visa, I'm all for it.
Well, what we can offer is only prayer.
Oh, amen. Yeah, I would love to visit Brisbane again. Like I consider Brisbane as my second or third home. I miss the people there. I miss the atmosphere. I miss that we worship together, and after worship we just hang out with the gym and eating FA ladies food, which, oh my goodness, they were fantastic. Um, what else? I miss the game nights. I miss all the fellowship. I miss all the Christmas. I don't know. I don't know what else to miss. It's just I miss the atmosphere, being with you guys, and also yeah, I just miss being with you all.
Yeah, we miss you too, of course. Like, especially at this time, we kind of like, oh, we wish that Anna were here.
You know what? Truth to be told, but I was supposed to go to Australia again this year.
Really? On
I
what
was
occasion?
supposed to go planning to attend the Hillsong Worship and Creative Conference, but as you know, that didn't happen. So I have to pretty much okay. I think I can't go this year, but I'm hoping to go there next year again,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I'll visit Brisbane once in a while.
You need to visit us every year, you know.
I hope so, but we'll see. We'll see if the condition improves, and if Australia opens their borders again, I'm all down for it.
Yeah. So how things in you basically reside in Surabaya, right? So
Yes.
how things there like COVID wise?
Oh gosh, where to begin? Well, the long story short, we were once the black zone of the corona in Indonesia, so we're like the number one spot of all, which has the most confirmed cases, the most active cases. But then again, now that people are actually taking it seriously, our numbers have gone way down. In fact, this morning I learned that Surabaya is actually the take the number two spot in terms of how to handle the corona cases really, really well. The first one is being in Sulawesi somewhere. So
Oh
I think
wow.
that's pretty good news.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
are, I would say that people here are still somewhat not taking seriously. Like if you go to a mall on weekends, you can see like there's a lot of people. But then and also even though that they were wearing masks and there are also like protocols in the mall, some people are still not following them, which is kind of annoying because you know my mask save you, your mask save me, and whatever all that kind of stuff. I but I in terms of like the general consensus of the the Surabayan people, I think we are extremely aware of it, and also now that our mayor of Surabaya has created like a team that hunts down people who don't wear masks, and actually they will go like up to jail, or they will get a fine or push up.
So a mask is
It's just a
mandatory
little
in
bit funny,
Surabaya.
but then again, I think this is a great thing, especially if you want to bring awareness to like all people in Surabaya. So I think we're doing a really good job here. I don't know about other countries like other cities like Jakarta and Bandung,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I'm just hoping that the Corona season will pass us by soon enough so that I can start actually going everywhere without mask again.
Yeah. So how about the church, like the future plan of your church? Are you guys planning to have like a church meeting anytime soon, or everything will still be online until further notice?
Um, we're still we're still gonna we're not gonna have a meeting anytime soon. We were supposed to open in time for Christmas, but then I told my senior pastor back then it was a really horrible idea, and so they closed it down. Like we're not gonna open until early next year. We'll see about how Corona cases here in Surabaya. I know that there's a lot of the future church that's already willing to open to their congregation,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not gonna speak on behalf of those people, but I would probably say just be aware because you know that um, one day that the corona cases can go down, but the next thing it can go up. So we're still not certain ish. So for the future, I think we're still gonna close down. I mean, I want to show Philip something. I mean, the podcasters can see this, but if you can clearly see, like all of the churches here have been cleaned up, and where I'm sitting, there used to be like chairs here, but now we turn into a set. I'm sorry, listeners, you can't see this, but only Philip can see this.
Yeah, yeah, I can see.
So yeah, we have extremely turned the sanctuary into like a really last minute studio. And if you can hear the scaffolding back there, it's because we're preparing to raise up a light for in time for our Christmas production.
I see.
So yeah, it's it's a really fun time that we're living in as a church.
We kinda like pushing our creativity for the minister, right?
Yes,
Right. So
yes, and
how
sorry.
does it impact
Um,
the minister in Surabaya? Because I know a lot of things change, and the normal things that we usually do at church now we cannot do it anymore. So how does it affect like the prophetic team, the media team, or any other minister there?
as for the, let me say there's a medium team first. The media team could be at a worse timing because our boss, like my boss, is actually from the US and he's at the US at right now. So technically, uh, when when our senior pastor decided we were gonna do online, the media team, which is basically me, were like running like a chicken with their heads cut off. Like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. Like, oh my God, what are we doing? Like, I don't know anything about this. But then again, I've attended like some of the conferences. Like, as you know, Philip, that we attended the Hillsong conference together.
Yep.
And then, and then I don't know if you've noticed, but you see, I was like mesmerized by how their lighting is and how the video in the big screen could look like. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I think we can do this, but it's gonna be a little bit difficult. So like at the first 2 weeks, like if you go to our YouTube channel at IC Surabaya, for the first 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, our video and our audio was like, oh my goodness, it was so horrible. Like I would say if this is like my standard, like the video is like below there because we really don't know what to do. But then again, as like a few months gone by, and then few months gone by, I actually got help of two videographers who is actually now the staff here at ICA. So my prayers have been answered. Otherwise, I'm gonna be super crazy soon. And then we con for the media team, we constantly evolve on how we shoot our worship and how we present it in a beautiful but creative way. I'm sorry for the scaffolding back there.
No, that's all right.
Um, so the visual style, if you look at it, it was like there's black bars with the text over here
Mhm,
running,
mhm.
and the person is like here now. If you look at it, it's like super duper white. There's a white box with a transparent text so that people can see right through the text, and then there's logos, there's lighting, there's everywhere. It's like, oh my gosh, I think we hit the pinnacle of like church media. But then again, I know that there's still a, there's still a lot more that can be done. And as for the prophetic and worship team, I was like, the prophetic and the sermon, the pastors, they were like, okay, if you, I said to them, okay, if you wanna accomplish this, then you need to schedule your sermon around my timing because I can't adjust my timing with you. There was one time where we shot a sermon on Thursday, and then we have to upload it on Sunday that week. So that gives us 3 days to edit the whole worship and sermon. Not to mention because our pastor wants the Indonesian people to look at it as well, so we have to translate all of the sermon. And I'm telling you now, translating a sermon in 3 days is no joke. I have to wait for 2 days, and
I
then
think
on Saturday,
I know that feeling. A lot of people in here also having the same difficulty like you know? So you're not
yeah,
alone.
yeah. But and then I have to input the subtitles on like sometimes Saturday morning, but sometimes like Saturday evening, and I have to upload it that evening as well. So my mom was like, Tuhanku, if you can give me a way, please do it because I'm super stressed about this. My laptop can't take it anymore. I felt so bad for it.
But you're
But
you're you're
we
in
have been.
you're an expert in fast editing, right? I still remember during our Christmas event when you edited everything on the day. Remember that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There was one time where I accidentally gave one of our editors the wrong video files to work with. That was for next week, not for that week. So I had to edit on Saturday. I realized it on like Saturday afternoon, but then I have to edit it, and then I spent 2 hours editing the Saturday the Sunday worship session, and then I don't care if the color was not matched or something, but then it eventually made it through. Only took for 2 hours, which is still a shocking time for me to edit because I usually take much longer than that.
How you find balance
Um,
during your ministry and your life, like normal life and your ministry? How you find balance in that? Because you don't want to be busy in ministry and then forget about your other things to do. I know this is your job, but still, like family, ministry, and everything. How do you find balance on that?
well, I usually try to stick through my time job. So my work hours is like from 9 a.m. to like 5 p.m. And then I usually, after that time, I would usually just turn off my computer and just hang out with the family. But sometimes I do have to work like late at nights. So I still cannot find the balance, if you can say that. But then again, you know that uh, minis, us staff here, we do get like a day off, like on Mondays instead of weekends.
Yeah, because weekend is your
That
busiest.
gives us like, yeah, that gives us like time to just reconnect and basically do whatever we want. Um, Now my nephews are starting to come into my room and ask me to play something, so I try as much as I can just to hang around with them. But sometimes I still have to say no because work and responsibility is like work responsibility is like, it's a little bit difficult to manage now because like our our job is basically like not to take a break because without us like the church wouldn't function. So I'm
Yeah.
still trying to find the balance, but I think I can still like find some balance in my life, I guess, but not
Hopefully
always.
you can find balance sooner
Amen,
in the
amen.
future. So any advice for the listener who are uh, the same boat as you, like ministering during these online services and everything? Any advice for them in the way you do things and everything?
Don't be afraid to think outside of the box. That's my only advice because this is true for us creatives. If we've been stuck with this norm for so long, like it seems like we always have to follow this certain of template or follow this set of routes where, and then what I felt like if we follow all this template templates or all that kind of stuff, I'm sure the result will be okay, but you're not gonna push yourself to try and different things. For example, about the white text that you see on our services, that
Yeah.
took us a really, at first it will be like super like, oh my gosh, I'm actually afraid what if the people can't read it, what if the people can't read that, but then once you start doing it, you feel like a sense of accomplishment, like, wow, I can make it work. There's a saying that you don't know what you're gonna get if you don't try.
Yeah, I
which is
like that.
basically which is basically true for all people who works in the creative industry, even in the worship ministry. Like if you want to try like this new arrangement of worship, just do it. If you want to try to film your senior pastor somewhere else, just do it. Yeah, so what I would say is like, don't be afraid to take new chances. Otherwise, you're gonna regret it for like a really long time.
Yeah, I think I
That's what
like
I
that
would say
what
to
you
all
said,
people.
like thinking outside the box and everything. This is a new thing for everyone. Like you said, online
Yeah,
services, and uh, I think it's good for people to remember that it's good to try, and then we learn by doing things. So I think, yeah, thank you for encouraging everyone here that listen to this podcast. I hope
it's
I hope that
so.
you and
Yeah,
your ministry in Surabaya uh, you will find balance in your ministry so that you can catch up with family and then also doing your ministry too. Any last word
I
for the listener before we close up?
I would say that you're not gonna get every week perfect. We all know that we all have faults. We we still have room to improve. So it's okay if you make mistakes, like on a typical Sunday. It's okay to make mistakes. Now that if you know your mistake, then you can learn from it, and then you can you can reflect on it like, oh, I should do better on this next time, so that on the next Sunday you can always find yourself room to improve if you keep doing. Well, I'm not saying keep doing the mistake, otherwise the media team will be asked by the pastor. But what I'm saying is that um, it's like I said, it's okay to create mistakes, so that later on, like when you look back at your videos that you did for the church that you're doing, you're actually thinking like, you know what? I'm glad I create. I'm glad that that mistake happened, because if that didn't happen, like I wouldn't be able to move forward with what I did. I'm always gonna be stuck at my same old thinking. So yeah, guys, don't be afraid to try new things. If it's You don't have to be perfect, because you don't have to be perfect each time. It's clearly okay. And I hope I can go back to Brisbane, hopefully soon enough.
Next year, okay, 2021.
Amen,
You know
amen,
what?
amen,
You need to
amen.
do evolution of online service from beginning to the end, and then you can see the improvement.
You know what? If you actually look at Philip, if you can actually look at the YouTube link, you can actually see the improvement.
All right,
The
I'll look
improvement
at
is
that.
like 2 or 3 months. I actually look at your the Rock Brisbane Sunday service, and it's actually you guys improve a lot.
A lot of people helping too. So I think
Yeah,
everyone's hands on that online services. All right, I
yeah.
think
It's
I think we need to wrap up. Thank you, Anel, for your time. I hope
Hey,
that
thank you
we
for
can see
inviting
you
me.
again soon in Brisbane, all right, and helping out with our
Um,
media team.
amen, amen, amen.
All right, thank you, Anel. See you later. See you
Thank
next time.
you.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Goodbye.
Bye.